The fish seem to be going to the jail in despair after not being caught for a long time. At first glance, it is difficult to understand what this Lomo's animal really is. In fact, it is a Lomo's dog. Nothing special. The snake was fed a little alcohol. It seems that it is intoxicated. In fact, there is no end to the power of human creativity. Yes, some people adapt to all situations. Their unusually long hair reminds them of tree roots. To many, it may also seem like jute rope. In fact, they came to eat delicious flies. And then there was a commotion. The cat does not seem to be afraid of the robot. Rather, it is having a lot of fun with its play, as if a real dog. Those who are afraid of crowds will forget it but will not come near this building. Nature is always irreparably damaged by the touch of ordinary people. But in this case, it seems that it heals nature. Just see what a piranha hand can do. Tell me, is it a cat or a dog? Is there really a natural gas reserve under this tree? What do you think? Greater than the only white giraffe in the world that can only be seen in Kenya. But even there, this species of giraffe is going extinct. Sometimes even multi-story buildings have to be demolished. But sometimes this destruction becomes impressive. Wow, wow. Greater than just think. What would have happened if they didn't have this protective clothing? This art is a living example of how creative an artist can be. I don't think they will ever forget this journey. It seems that no one could understand what the boy was really trying to do. What a strange illusion, isn't it? Squids are famous for their camouflage. Yes, they can confuse any predator by doing this. The excavator driver's skills are really worth seeing. And the pilot's skills are worthy of applause. There is a huge disturbance of the monkeys. Imagine yourself in this place, how terrible it must be. Pure natural disaster blogger, and these people will go. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary stone lying quietly on the ground, but wait, did it just move? Yes. Sometimes nature hides living creatures in such perfect disguise that even our eyes get fooled without warning. The fish seems to be swimming toward danger, almost as if it wants to be caught, but in reality, it's just following its instinct, something humans can never fully understand. A dog stares into empty space with complete focus, and it makes you wonder, does it see something we can't, or is it simply lost in its own thoughts? Nearby, a tree stands still like every other tree, yet its roots look strangely like tangled ropes, or maybe even something alive. Nature has a strange way of repeating patterns that confuse the human mind. A cat jumps and plays with something invisible, but it turns out to be nothing more than a reflection, proving that illusions are not just for humans, animals fall for them too. There's a road that disappears straight into the water, and for a moment, it feels like the world is broken, like reality itself has a glitch. But no, it's just perspective playing tricks again. Some people walk through fire as if it's nothing, not magic, not supernatural, just practice, control, and a mind trained to ignore fear. A building stands tall, but those who fear heights wouldn't dare to go near it. From a certain angle, it looks like it's bending, almost melting into the sky. Human creativity can turn simple structures into mind-bending illusions. And then there's a shadow on the wall that looks like a giant monster, but when you turn around, it's just an ordinary object placed in perfect light. Monkeys suddenly take over a street, creating chaos everywhere. Imagine yourself standing there. What would you do in that moment? Stay still, run away, or just watch in disbelief. A creature changes its color within seconds, blending perfectly into its surroundings, as if it never existed in the first place. Survival in nature often depends on deception. A man stands calmly in the middle of danger, showing no fear at all. Maybe it's experience, Or maybe it's something deeper, an understanding that panic only makes things worse. And somewhere else, a perfectly timed photo captures a moment that lasts less than a second, yet tells a story that feels unreal. Sometimes things are not as complicated as they seem, and sometimes they are far more mysterious than we could ever imagine. The world is full of scenes that confuse, amaze, and challenge our understanding of reality. So tell me, when you look at all this, do you really see the truth, or just what your mind wants you to believe?